And I am here today with
Coach Wilson.
All right, Coach Wilson, I'm going to ask you a few questions. So, what exactly brought you to TCM?
Well, it was a series of things, but mainly I transferred, was able to teach PE and health, so that allowed me to go into high school coaching because I started actually at Langford in middle school coaching.
Okay. So, how do you feel about the current track season then, so far?
We lost a couple key seniors. We have a couple seniors we're going to lose this year, but overall our team is young. We have some strong freshmen, and we have some strong juniors and sophomores. So we're focusing on having a strong season this year to utilize our seniors as well as preparing everybody else for the regions and the sectionals.
Okay. And how much do you enjoy coaching the track and field team?
Oh, I enjoy it immensely. It's just it's time consuming. As you can see, I'm multitasking right now, but at the same time, I have no complaints. As long as the athletes give 100%, it makes it enjoyable. It's when you have situations where they're not applying themselves, that's when it kind of gets frustrating. But overall, we've been doing a good job as far as getting over that hump, and now we're able to run consistently at a high level of intensity.
Yes, sir. So how do you handle pressure before major events like Garden City?
It's all about preparation. It's really not as much pressure. I think the pressure is more on the athletes versus the coaches. As long as the coaches do everything that they're supposed to do in order to prepare their athletes, the pressure is minimized, and at that point we pass it on to the athletes. So they have to do what they have to do during the preparation process.
So as a track and field coach, what are some challenges you face and how do you overcome them?
The challenges is making sure that everybody's taking care of their body. You have to hydrate, you have to rest, you have to eat right. You have to come to practice on time. You have to do your dynamics. If you don't do those things in the beginning, that's where those injuries start coming into play. That's when the fatigue, and that's when the weather starts turning hot, that's when you start having those hydration issues surfacing. So that's the frustrating part of it.
Yes, sir. And what specific drills do you use to improve sprinting techniques?
It's all about form. It's all about your hands, your angles on your hands, your dorsiflex, your foot position, using your big muscles in order to, when you hit the ground, you got to be able to react and come back and just have that turnover. That's the key thing with sprinting, and not losing your form when you get tired.
Okay. And what methods do you use to assess an athlete's progress and performance over time?
You got to chunk it piece by piece. Sometimes you have to go back and review how to hold your hands, how to dorsiflex,
okay,
how to do your different dynamics. So it's just a piece by piece process, and there's no one workout for the team per se. It's usually a one-on-one basis after a certain part of the season.
Yes, sir. And how do you correct common technical errors in track and field events?
You try to correct them as soon as you get an opportunity to address. If it's in a meet, you pull them to the side. You try to do it as soon as possible. That way they can, put everything together and they can relate to what you're saying at that point versus waiting a week. You got to correct it as soon as possible. You see it in practice, you got to correct it as soon as possible.
Yes, sir. And what advice would you give to young athletes aiming to excel in track and field?
You got to put in time beyond practice. Practice is just the prerequisite. Look for track clubs, watch YouTube videos, exercise at home, do your push-ups, do your toe raises, your wall sits. A lot of things you can do at home. Even hurdling, you can look in the mirror and look at your trail leg. So it's basically, if you want to excel, you have to take the onus on yourself and do above and beyond what you're doing in practice.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Coach Wilson, for your time. You have a good day.
You too. Thank you. All right.